We now welcome Naomi Mitchell-Carrier with Hallet Oak Gallery here to talk to us about a Juneteenth celebration. Welcome to Community Crossroads.
Thank you. It's so much to be here.
Well, it's my absolute pleasure, and I can't wait to hear about what y'all have planned for Juneteenth.
Well, Juneteenth is going to be a federal holiday for the second time this year. That is its significance. And it dates back to 1865 when the African Americans in Texas were allowed to be free. But Juneteenth is a holiday, okay? The Emancipation Proclamation is an announcement of freedom. But the announcement does not mean that the people were actually free, because they were told they were free, but not to go anywhere.
And it took over a year for that news to actually reach Texas.
2.5 years. And the reason why is that cotton right there.
Oh, yeah.
And that sugar right there. That is why 300,000 African Americans were in Texas to begin with. Cotton and sugar.
Well, all of that combined set us up for what we get to enjoy as economic prosperity today, but it took a lot of pain, a lot of suffering for that to happen.
And I'm glad you used the word economic, because slavery was the cornerstone of capitalism in America. So it was definitely about economics.
Definitely. And you have a connection to someone who was at one point one of the largest slaveholders in the state of Texas.
Well, especially in Lavaca County. Isaac Newton Mitchell and W.G.L. Foley were two of the largest slaveholders in Lavaca County, and they had settled at the headwaters of the Navidad River. And it is Isaac Newton Mitchell who owned the father of my grandfather, Marshall Mitchell. He left us 300 acres of property, which I still own his house that I've made into Mitchell Museum. And that's where I have an opportunity to interpret the history, not only of my Mitchell family, Marshall and Melinda, my grandmother, who graduated from college in 1911. That's Melinda.
She's I can see it. There it is.
Those two
Beautiful.
people really helped me to become the person that I am today. And one of the reasons why I'm so excited about sharing my history of not just my family, but the African Americans in Lavaca County at the Hallet Oak Gallery is because Juneteenth has become so significant.
Well, so significant, and it's important to tell these stories today. You could ask anyone off the street if they know the significance of Juneteenth, and I bet they'll struggle to tell you.
You're absolutely right. But most people want to know, why was it a late announcement? I've already told you it was late because the planters wanted to get 2.5 more years of crops into the ground. This is an economic thing, you know. But it's significant because when you say Juneteenth and then you say Emancipation Proclamation, emancipated from what? Right. These people, 300,000 people, were emancipated from being enslaved and not being able to work for themselves, not being able to keep their families together. And that is why we celebrate it every year. In fact, it was first celebrated the year after, 1866. People started celebrating emancipation. In Houston, we have Emancipation Park that is 150 years old this year.
Wow.
It was established in 1872. So this is a big deal for Black people.
Well, and it's a big deal for the Crossroads, because I haven't heard of any local celebration here in Victoria, but to have something close by in Lavaca County, y'all are doing a tremendous service to the residents of the Crossroads. And I want to talk more about that celebration, and I also want to thank you so much, Naomi, for coming on the show.
It has certainly been my pleasure. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. Thank you, and coming up, don't go anywhere. We learn more about the Hallet Oak Gallery.